Good morning, students. In the last class, we already have discussed the life philosophy of Gandhiji, the educational philosophy as he has prescribed, the aims of education he wanted to achieve through the system of education, and now today it is our part to discuss how his aims of education, the educational philosophy and his life philosophy are reflected in the education system that he has devised as an alternative to the missionary education, its basic education. So, before going to the detail of basic education system, it is our duty now to have a glance on the history of basic education. So, as we have already discussed, at that time India was under the British government and missionary education was prevailing. Missionary education was suffering from some drawbacks, some problems, like it was very expensive. So, it could not be accessible by the common Indians, by the poor Indians, and secondly, missionary education was based on the European knowledge, culture, science and technology and their literature. So, Indian literature, Indian knowledge and wisdom were neglected in that system. So, it was the need of the hour to devise or introduce a type of native indigenous system of education which will be appropriate, which will be proper for the common Indians. So, on this matter some of the British officials had worked like Lord Macaulay, Charles Wood, William Hunter, but the result was not up to that satisfaction. So, for the first time in the year 1911, remember this time, 1911, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, for the first time he prepared a draft bill on a native education system. This education system, the bill, the draft or the blueprint was known as Gokhale's Bill 1911. You have to remember this, it was known as Gokhale's Bill 1911. Now, this the bill at that time, since people, the think tank of India, the political leaders were involved in the political issues, since independence of India was of most or utmost importance at that time. So, they could not give proper attention to this bill. After some years in the mid 30s, around 1935, Gandhiji came across this bill and he was highly impressed by this bill. This bill appealed him highly. So, at that time he thought that this is the right type of education that we can provide to the Indian people, and he wrote an article in a magazine. Its caption or its title was, you will be happy, it is very interesting. The title of that writing was, by education I mean an all round drawing out of the best in man and child, body, mind and spirit. What is this? This is the definition of Gandhiji as you have read in your first year class. So, this was not any definition, that was only the caption of the article, and in that article Gandhiji suggested the blueprint, the feature, the how to provide a scheme, the alternative education system of that missionary education system. And this education system is nothing but your basic education, the most important contribution of Gandhiji to the field of education. So, what we will say, what basic education is? Now, you can go through the writing. It is a such of, it is a type of indigenous system of education, it is a type of native system of education propagated by Gandhiji in the year 1937. Again you have to remember this year, it is an education system, indigenous native education system propagated by Gandhiji in the year 1937 as an alternative of missionary education prevailing at the then time. So, it is nothing but a native system of education, an indigenous system of education as an alternative to the missionary education, and this was based on the Gokhale's Bill 1911. Now, we have to know why Gandhiji named it as basic education, why it is named so, why basic education, not anything else. The first reason, the first logic is, it is basic education because it was able to fulfill the basic needs of the students. It was so devised, so designed that it will be able to fulfill the basic needs of the students. What are the basic needs? The basic needs are nothing but food, clothing and shelter. Food, clothing and shelter, roti, kapda or makan, these are the basic needs of the students, which are to be, or the basic education system was capable of fulfilling these needs. So, it is known as basic education. The second reason is, it was designed to revive the basic culture of India. Since it is devised to revive the basic culture which was lost in the during the period of British government, since it is designed to revive the basic culture of India, so it is named as basic education. And third logic is, it was again devised to be based on the basic Indian occupations. Already we have discussed in the last class that Gandhiji was preferring the traditional Indian occupations to be the base of education system. So, these are the three basics. The basic needs of the students will be fulfilled, the basic culture of India will be revived, and it will be based on the basic traditional Indian occupations. These are the reasons why basic education is named as basic education. Then what are the other names? Maybe in your exam paper you can confront with these terminologies. This basic education is named as Nai Talim. The Hindi version is Nai Talim. Nai Talim means a new type of training. Here we have to mark that Gandhiji was not talking of any education, he was talking of training. So, as we have already discussed that education will be, there will be a shift in knowledge based education to skill based education. So, it is a type of training which is based on skill. So, it is skill training. Then it is known as Vardha scheme. Why? Because this the proposal of Gandhiji regarding basic education was passed by a committee at Wardha. Wardha is a district in the present Maharashtra. So, in the name of that place it is known as Vardha scheme. The third one is, it is again termed as Bunyadi Sikkha. Bunyad again is a Hindi term which means the foundation. So, why Bunyadi Sikkha? Because here Gandhiji was of the objective of the aim that it will be capable of fulfilling the fundamental needs. It will provide the fundamental skills, it will provide the fundamental learning, the fundamental knowledge, fundamental skill will be provided by this system of education. That is why it is known as Bunyadi Sikkha. So, Nai Talim, Vardha scheme and Bunyadi Sikkha, these are the synonym words for basic education. Now, come to the features of basic education. Students, here I have to make it clear that since all the educational philosophies of Gandhiji are reflected in this system, all of the educational philosophies are reflected here. So, the features of basic education system will be exactly same, it will be exactly same with the educational philosophies of Gandhiji. So, I will not go in detail, but simply I will make you remind or remember those things only. The first feature is universal, free and compulsory education. As we have discussed, education must be universal, means education will be the privilege of all irrespective of their caste, color, creed and community. And Gandhiji devised a 7 years of free and compulsory education, 7 years starting from the age 7 to 14. So, all the students belonging to any caste, color, creed and community or religion or gender belonging to the age group 7 to 14 will avail education, will avail basic education. Gandhiji was of opinion that all should complete at least up to the level of primary education in their life. So, he devised 7 years of universal education for all. We have discussed it and it will be compulsory because all will have to avail this education for the development of their personal life and for the development of the nation. So, it is a compulsory concept that all will have basic education and it must be free. Free means as we have discussed, no fees will be collected from any student towards the cost of education. No fees, the student will not spend a pie even towards the cost of education. So, this was the first feature attached with basic education: universal education, free education and compulsory education, and the duration is 7 years, 7 to 14 years of age group. The second one, again as it is derived from the first feature, if it will be universal, if all will avail it, then and it will be free, then what type of education will be provided, so that students will not bear any cost. For that reason, the second feature attached with it is, it must be self supporting. Education will bear its own cost, it will meet its own expenses. How it will be made possible? It will be made possible through craft centered education. Through craft centered education, in the last class I have said, or we have discussed on the features of craft, what a craft is and how to select a proper craft for the education system. And at that time I was underlined the concept that we have to go in detail regarding this. So, now we will deal with this in a bit detail. The craft centered education means what? It is not education of the craft, it is not education of the craft, it is not again education for the craft, it is not education by the craft. Then what it is? It is basic education is education through the craft. So, craft centered education means education through the craft. How it will be provided, so that, or how education will be provided, so that it will be craft centered education will be provided through the craft, that we have to deal in detail. Here I will take a practical example and I will use your vernacular language Odia as the medium here, because your understanding is more important here than any writing notes or in exam paper. So, I will use Odia here, as Gandhiji suggested, mother tongue is better for conceptual clarity. Just for example, students, suppose in a school at Western Odisha, Western Odisha रे कौन से स्कूल रे सपोज पाठ पढ़ा हम थ्रू क्राफ्ट. Western Odisha रे काली मु तुमको कहितली जे शाल पत्र, द शाल लीव्स आर प्लेंटली अवेलेबल. So, the teacher will instruct the students to collect some shal leaves, and in the class on the next day he will instruct the students to separate the shal leaves, only 80 suppose 80 leaves they will separate. बर्तमान 80 टा लेखा शाल पत्र पिला माने सेपरेट करके रखिछंदी. Now what the teacher will do? Teacher सेई शाल पत्र रु 4टी शाल पत्र को नेकी गोटे चौपदी तयारी करबा पिला मानकु सिखेबे. चौपदी यू नो जोतिर तुमे गुपचुप खाउचो, चौती, चौपदी, दना, these are the names. 4टी पत्र को काठी रे जोड़ी की बा खड़िका रे जोड़ी की the teacher will prepare a चौपदी. And now what will be done? Now the teacher will instruct, पिला माने सिखी गले जे केमिति चौतीटी तयारी हबो. तापरे पिला मानकु instruct करिवे teacher जे now you group your 80 leaves, you group it equally, and in each group there will be 4 leaves, so that you can prepare the chauti. Now the students will separate it, in each group they will keep 4 leaves. What the teacher will now ask the students? Now students, you tell me how many groups are there? What will be the answer? जेहेतु 80 टा पत्र थिला तेणु 20 टी ग्रुप हबो, जेहेतु 4 टा पत्र से गोटे गोटे ग्रुप रे रखिछंती. Students, can you catch the point? What is this? This is simply the concept of division. If 80 leaves will be divided into equal groups and each group there will be 4 leaves, then how many groups will be there? There will be 20 groups. So, it is a concept of division 80 divided by 4 is equal to 20. What then? Then the teacher will ask the students to prepare चौपदी तापर पिला माने से चौथी तैयारी करिवे वर्तमान टीचर पचारिबे जे तुम पाखरे केतेटा चौपदी तैयारी कलो the students will definitely the answer will be 20. How many you have used 4 leaves to prepare one chaupadi and you have prepared 20 chaupadi. How many leaves you have used? We have used 80 चौथी बा 80 टा दना आम तैयारी करछु. सो गोटे चौथी तैयारी करिया को 4टी पत्र लागुची 20टी चौथी तैयारी करिया को 20 गुणन 4 80टी पत्र लागुची. दिस इज अगेन द कांसेप्ट ऑफ multiplication. So, what happened here? At the same time simultaneously the teacher taught how to prepare or how to make a chaupadi, the concept of division, the concept of multiplication and the relationship between multiplication and division. Simultaneously the students learnt this and a craft is made and this chaupadi जहाँ हमें last class रे discussion करथिले. So, this thing now can be marketed in the local market and another value is added here. When the students will collect the sal leaves, they will do some nature study, they will go for identifying the sal tree. Adding with the education, they have studied the nature along with this. So, this is a simple example, a single example how education will be provided through craft. That is why it is not education of the craft, not education for the craft, not education by the craft, rather it is education through the craft. You remember this. So, let us proceed to the next point, that is mother tongue as the medium of instruction. Already discussed what is the reason, because by mother tongue the conceptual clarity will be more, students will understand the concept better. That is why I have used Odia in the last part. And the second value is, by using mother tongue, the tradition, the culture and the indigenous knowledge will be revived. With this objective, mother tongue will be the lingua franca of education. This was the feature attached with basic education. Next one is education through non-violence. A classless, a casteless class will be there, where teacher will treat all the students equally, equal educational opportunity will be provided to all, no student will be deprived of any educational facility on the basis of his caste, color, creed and community. All will be well treated, no one will be ill treated or humiliated on the basis of any difference. This is education through non-violence, and by this Gandhiji was of vision to establish a violence free, a tolerating utopian concept like Ramarajya. And the next one is correlation method. All subjects will be related among each other. The knowledge of one subject will be helpful in study of the other subject, and all subjects again they will have some relation with the basic craft. This is correlation method, already discussed in the last class. Then with these features, next we have to proceed to the curriculum of basic education. As we already have discussed, a basic craft will be at the center of the whole curricular system. A basic craft, and how craft will be selected, that we have discussed already. Mother tongue will be another important subject in basic education. Just we have discussed why mother tongue, because mother tongue is the window to many literature and many languages. Through mother tongue, the students will learn the culture and tradition of their native place, and through mother tongue the indigenous knowledge and wisdom can be revived. So, mother tongue has its own place and a central place in Gandhian curriculum system. Then mathematics. Mathematics is important because since Gandhian education system was practical of nature, since Gandhiji was of opinion that education must be life oriented, and in life you cannot go a step, you cannot move a step, life cannot go without mathematics. Mathematics in every walk of life, in your selling and purchasing, in measuring something, in cooking, in every time you are confronting with mathematics. Mathematics is important to develop the logical ability of the individual. Mathematics is again important for developing scientific temper. Mathematics is useful for developing the analytic mind. So, mathematics in form of arithmetic and geometry was given importance in basic education system, because these things are useful, they have utilitarian value for your practical life. Then social studies, under social studies there were three subjects were there: history, geography and civics. History is important because for development of the love for the nation, to know the culture and tradition of a particular nation, then it is important to know or to make the students acquainted with the leaders and the social reformers of a nation. So, history is important to develop a love for the culture, tradition and for the nation itself. Geography is important because by studying geography, the students will understand the interdependence among different states. So, a sense of national integration will be developed among them. So, geography was given importance. Then civics. Civics, for developing civic sense, the students will be cautious about their rights, duties, social responsibilities, by which we can prepare the future citizens of India. So, Gandhiji devised a 3 subject formula under social study. It is history, geography and civics. Next one is general science. As you know, it is the combination of physics, chemistry and life science or biology and zoology. But in Gandhian system of education, at the primary level, the physical science part, physics and chemistry part was not given that much of importance as the life science. Biology and zoology were given more importance, because by this the student will learn the nature. The student, since he has to live with the nature in his future and in his present life, he has to understand how the plants and animals produce, how they adjust, how the process of biodiversity is working, how a ecological balance is maintained. So, to know all these things and to know the relationship of human being with the flora and fauna, with the world of nature, students are to learn the biological science with importance. Physics and chemistry were given less importance than this. This is general science. The next is, since Gandhiji was of opinion that only intellectual development is not all, it is not everything. The 3H in the last class I already had told, the 3H development of first H is head, means your intellectual ability, your hand means your skill and your heart means all the delicate feelings, your emotions and attitude and your liking and disliking. Head, hand and heart. The development of all these 3 H's are the aim of Gandhian system of education. So, Gandhiji given importance on some cultural subjects for development of the affective domain of the students. So, he introduced some subjects like drawing, music, painting, drama, so that the delicate aspect of life will be realized and sensed by the students. Then the next is compulsory physical training. We have written all the subjects as it is, but here a word is added like compulsory. So, physical training is compulsory. Why? Because as Aristotle has said, a sound mind in a sound body. Before a mind, you have to prepare your body as a sound body, so that it can contain a sound mind. So, Gandhiji was of opinion that physical training must be provided to the students for a better India, and for this games and sports, regular exercise and drill class was included in his education system or in his curriculum. Then the next one is domestic science for girls. Students, here I have to just mention that up to class 5, the syllabus or the curriculum will be same both for girls and boys, but after class 5, if the girls desire so, if the girl will opt for, then she can choose domestic science as a subject of study. Otherwise, if the girl herself is not desirous, then she can go for general science. The reason behind it, the logic was since at that time girls were only prepared for homemaking. So, there was a option only, if the girl will like so, then she can opt for domestic science as an alternative to the general science. If she will not, then let her go for general science as a subject of study. So, this constitute the curriculum of Gandhian system of education or basic education. Then the next part will be methods of teaching. Already we have discussed that basic education system is education through craft. So, when education will be through craft, education, all the concepts will be taught through craft, or most of the contents will be taught through craft. So, what will happen? The students will do the craft by themselves. Craft centered means they will do, they will be involved in the process of making the craft. So, when they will make a craft, that means they will be involved in the process of doing. They will be involved in the process of doing something. So, when it is education through craft, automatically it is learning by doing. So, education through craft, it leads towards learning by doing. When they will do, what will happen? When they will do, here one thing I just I will share with you. A great educationist was of opinion that when I listen, I forget. When I listen, I forget. When I see, I remember. When I do, I understand. So, when I do, I understand. So, when learning will be by doing, then the child will understand the concept. Because he or she will experience the process of doing. He or she will experience the formulas. He or she will experience the laws, what he or she is learning in his or her course, in his or her syllabus. So, in other words, what we can say, education through craft leads to us towards the second method, that is learning by doing, and learning by doing again leads towards learning by experience. Then already discussed, education or teaching will be through mother tongue. Mother tongue will be the lingua franca, it will be the medium of instruction by which conceptual clarity will be better. Next method is education through non-violence. 2 times we have already discussed it. A class where no class will be there. There will not be any caste difference. There will not be any differentiation feeling among the students on the basis of their caste or class. That is education through non-violence. All will be treated as the human being. No one will be humiliated. No one will be ill treated on the basis of their class or caste. So, this is education through non-violence. Then correlation method, all the subjects will be interrelated among each other. The idea, the knowledge in one subject will help the student to read another subject. They will be interrelated and all subjects will revolve around a basic craft. This is the correlation method already discussed in detail in the last class. But this one, the last one, that is learning by living, is a new concept. What is learning by living? Here Gandhiji desired to make the child live in the society, live in the community, so that he or she can experience what community living is, how the people in a practical life, how they earn their livelihood, how they manage their family, how they adjust with the adverse situation, how they recover from the diseases, how they nurture their child, how they are balancing their emotion, how they are behaving with or among each other. These things the student will learn only when he or she will live in a practical community. So, above all these methods of teaching and over all these methods of teaching, Gandhiji wanted to experience the community living by the students. So, when you are living with your parents, when you are living in a society, in a community, you try to learn. That is the best learning on your part. That was the suggestion regarding methods of teaching according to Gandhiji. So, it will be through craft, learning by doing, learning by experience, learning through mother tongue, education through non-violence, adoption of correlation method and learning by community living. These constitutes the methods of teaching under basic education system. Then let us go to the next. What is the concept of discipline according to Gandhiji? So, as we till this time we already have an understanding that Gandhiji was a man of truth, a man of non-violence. He was the preacher of truth, non-violence and peace. So, what will be the concept of discipline? The concept of discipline is no violence, no corporal punishment should be given to the child, no force should be given to the child to make him or her disciplined. How then discipline will be there with the child, with the student? Gandhiji coined the term, it will be inner discipline. It will be inner discipline, antasrunkhala. It will be inner discipline. Until and unless the child realizes, the child understands the value of discipline, with external force only he or she cannot be disciplined. So, how this inner discipline will be there with the child? If we will not provide any external force, then how inner discipline will be generated? Gandhiji suggested some practices in the day to day life techniques by which inner discipline can be developed among the students. What are those? Through practicing self restraint, you can see that is in the box in the bottom of the page. Through practicing self restraint, by providing social service, by sacrificing yourself for others, by practicing non-violence, by practicing truthfulness, by sensing fearlessness, through punctuality, through sincerity, through daily prayer, through moral teaching, by studying the biographies of great persons and moral persons, you can develop the sense of discipline within you. And by that time you will realize or sense or understand the value of discipline. At that time only the child will be disciplined in proper sense, and in any point of life he will not be derailed from that track of discipline. So, it will be self discipline or inner discipline, no force, no corporal punishment will be given for to make the students disciplined. Here Gandhiji was of opinion that another way to make the students disciplined is, it is the role of the teacher to influence the child to be disciplined. So, the teacher must be the role model for the child to be disciplined. From this we can derive the role of the teacher. So, to make the child disciplined, first of all the teacher must be a man of discipline. The teacher must be a man of discipline. What is discipline? A teacher will be a man of discipline means in his doing, in his saying, in his feeling, in his thinking, kaya, mana, vakya, in all these things there will be integration. There will be integration. The teacher will be punctual, the teacher will be honest, the teacher will be sincere, the teacher will be truthful to the students. By this way the teacher will be a man of discipline, and the students will follow the teacher to develop their inner discipline, inner sense of discipline. And so, for this the teacher must be a follower of truth and non-violence. The teacher must be a follower of morality and justice. And since basic education system is based on craft, doing the craft and experiencing the craft, so the teacher must be a skilled man who can teach the students, who can train the students in the basic craft. He can teach the students how to make the craft, how to make it marketable. So, the teacher must be a man of action, not the man of words. Teacher must not be a man of word, he must be a man of action, he must be a skilled person, and he must be a lover of universal humanity, to treat all the students as one, to go beyond the concept or the difference of caste, color, creed and community or gender difference. The teacher must be a man of character, he must have integrity in his thinking, feeling and doing. He must be a man of character purity in his thinking, feeling and doing must be there, so that the students will follow him. And here we have to conclude the role of teacher by with this statement, that role of teacher was very high, very important in the basic education system for shaping the child's personality. Here you must know, students, that many great teachers were working with Mahatma Gandhi in the Sevagram Ashram and Sabarmati, and at the Tolstoy farm experimentation, you must have known this, the Gandhiji himself was performed the role of the teacher to shape the personality of the students and to develop the inner discipline among the students. Okay. So, with we will switch to the next, that is Gandhian view on women education. So, you can guess this, since Gandhiji was of opinion that universal education will be provided to all. So, universal education means education irrespective of all the differences, and gender is coming within that. So, Gandhiji was of opinion that there must be the equal rights of male and female on education. Irrespective of their gender, boys and girls are to be provided equal privilege, equal opportunity of education. So, he was in other words, he was a supporter of women education. And why women education is important according to Gandhiji? Because women are they are the mothers, they are the family makers, and they are preparing the child for the future, they are preparing the future citizen, and their values, virtues, knowledge and wisdom will be transmitted to the child who is going to be the future citizen. So, to make the future of the nation desirable, to shape the future of the nation, mothers must be educated, women must be educated. So, that is why women education must be given importance according to Gandhiji. On only one point Gandhiji differed, how boys education and girls education will be different on the basis of a particular curricular subject only, that is domestic education. After class 5, the curriculum will be may be different from the for the girls may be different from the boys. Domestic education the girl students may opt after class 5 only. Only on this point Gandhiji was differentiated among boys and girls, otherwise equal opportunity will be provided to both boys and girls so far as education is concerned. That was the view of Gandhiji. So, this is what women education is according to Gandhiji. With this almost we have concluded what basic education is. Now, it is your responsibility to go through some books. You have to read My Experiment with Truth to understand Gandhiji in a better way. The some ideas on his educational philosophy you will get from that. Now, we will switch to give a critical look to the Gandhian philosophy, or whether Gandhian philosophy on education is a foolproof concept or not. We will analyze it from a point of positive estimate and negative estimate. You cannot say that though at that time Gandhian education was highly appreciated, though Gandhian education was leveled up to a national system of education, you cannot say that it was a foolproof education system. Some weakness still was there. Now, we will discuss on those things, what are the positive points, what is the positive estimate of Gandhian system of education, and what are the weakness attached with his education system. Now, we will deal with that. So, first we have to go for the positive estimate or the merits. If there will be a task, write down the positive estimates, the positive points, you will write pages and pages on this. So, there is no need to say that education through craft was a revolution. Education through craft was a revolution at that time. The entire range of educational thought was changed by this education through craft. By education through craft, Gandhiji made the entire education system self-sufficient. He made the education system self-sufficient. Practical knowledge and skill training was provided, by which the students will be able to earn their livelihood in their future. So, life and education, they got interlinked. Education was made life oriented and practical, and by making education through craft, by making education less expensive, Gandhiji made it universal. Gandhiji made it a concept of mass education, education for all. And by making education through craft, Gandhiji helped the students, helped the children for better conceptual clarity through lecture method, through other methods which one cannot, the teacher cannot achieve, that the conceptual clarity will be achieved by making the system craft centered, because here the child will do the work by himself, so that he will experience the laws, experience the concept, experience the philosophies, experience the principles of learning. So, conceptual clarity again is another positive point with education through craft. Then by this, Gandhiji enabled the students to prepare for their future life, to adjust with their economic challenges, to adjust with their social challenges. By this, the broader concept, the broader achievement was revival of the Indian traditional occupations. The traditional Indian occupations like farming, like pottery, like carpentry, the work of the goldsmith, the work of the ironsmith, Gandhiji tried to revive all these traditional Indian occupations only through craft centered education. And along with that, since Gandhiji was successful with his craft centered education to meet the basic needs of the students, it was a step towards Sarvodaya. It was a step towards Sarvodaya. The last man will not starve, the last man will not be deprived of the basic minimum necessities of life, the basic minimum opportunities of life. So, it is, you can say, one solution for many problems, that was education through craft. This is the most important positive estimate, it is the most important merit attached with the Gandhian system of education. And the second one is education through mother tongue. Through mother tongue, again Gandhiji tried to revive the tradition, culture and the rich heritage of India. By this, Gandhiji wanted to make the students aware of the indigenous knowledge, wisdom and values. And along with this, conceptual clarity is the most important thing attached with this. So, from a English based education, Gandhiji shifted to a mother tongue based education, that was another positive point attached with Gandhian system of education. Next one is education for all or universal education. This universal education concept which was lacking with the missionary education system, education was the privilege of a chosen few, that the problem was solved by Gandhian universal education, in which Gandhiji was visioned for a new social order where all will be all will access the opportunity, the provision of education, and by this also there will be again Sarvodaya, and the true concept of Ramarajya will be achieved by providing education to all. So, education for all or education for mass, it is another positive estimate of his life, by which the utopian concept of Ramarajya will be achieved. Okay. The next one is education through non-violence. Again it is another necessity for a classless society for Gandhian Ramarajya. The next is the modern methods of teaching. All those methods which were advised, which are suggested by Gandhiji, were correlation method, which is presently highly appreciated, learning by doing and learning by living, it is prescribed by all the committees and commissions afterwards. So, all the modern methods of teaching were suggested by Gandhiji to be adopted in his education system, which adds a positive value to his education system. Then emphasis on culture and character, these two C's, character is attached with the person and culture is attached with the nation. These two things when developed will develop the person and the nation simultaneously, and Gandhiji given importance on these two C's, the revival of culture and development of character of the students. So, it is another positive value of Gandhian system of education. Then importance on citizenship training, since the ultimate aim of education is to prepare good citizens for the country, for the development of the national values, for the development of the nation. So, since citizenship training was given importance in the Gandhian system of education, it is appreciated by many thinkers on education. It was highly accepted by the further educationists. Then the uniqueness of Gandhian system of education is spiritual training. In other systems of education, the concept was lacking. Spiritual training, spirituality can be trained. This was a unique concept which Gandhiji has introduced through education system. So, through different practical techniques, daily habits, Gandhiji tried to develop the spirituality among the students. So, this was another unique positive estimate with Gandhian system of education. Now, as I have said, you can write pages and pages on the positive aspects of Gandhiji. So, we will not go for any more. Now, we will have a look what are the demerits or the negative estimates of Gandhian system of education. So, students, at that time it was nice and good, but now we can see that all subjects cannot be taught through craft. All subjects cannot be taught through craft. History, chemistry, these subjects cannot be taught through craft, and craft made by the students cannot compete in the market, because the skilled product and the unskilled product, there will be a difference, and people will be in demand of a skilled product, a perfect quality product, by which the craft will not be marketable perfectly in the local market. And under Gandhian system of education, the intellectual development was underrated, though 3H was given importance, but manual work and skill training was emphasized more than the intellectual training. Then English-less education, which was the idea of Gandhiji, it was not pro higher education. So far as primary education is concerned, it is okay, but for higher education there is the necessity of English, proficiency in English, which was lacking in Gandhian system of education. And another thing is, since there was it was a English-less education, so the students were losing the opportunity to have a standard earninghood. They can go for fulfilling their basic needs, but they cannot have a white collar job, a standard earninghood they cannot avail. These things we can say that these are the negative estimates with Gandhian system of education. Now, still Gandhian system of education is relevant in the present day society. Now, government, now the educational commissions and committees, they are of opinion that these the aspects we can adopt and we are adopting in our present education system. That is, we are talking of universal education and inclusive education, means to include all types of students irrespective of their caste, color, creed, physical disability. We are involving them in a particular class, we are teaching them in a particular class. Then we are now talking of making education life oriented and practical, what Gandhiji had done at that time. Then we are trying to linking education and earning, which we are saying that it is job oriented education, that Gandhiji had thought in basic education system. Then we are now in the present new education policy, they are talking of vocationalizing education from the very beginning of education, that Gandhiji had done in that time through basic education, through craft centered education. Now, we are talking of providing life skill education and skill training, it was already done in Gandhian system of education. We are talking of providing value education, NCERT has provided 84 values to be developed among the students. Gandhiji, through his craft centered education, through community living and through his teaching of truth and non-violence, he had provided value based education at that time through his basic education system. Education for self sufficiency, you can earn some money through your education, you can manage your livelihood, you can manage your stomach through education. This is the call of this time, and this was successfully done by Gandhiji at that time. Then moral and spiritual training, now in a disturbed society with all the internal disturbances, with all the confusing adolescents, with the indisciplined adolescents, we are talking of moral and spiritual training through the process of education. Gandhiji at that time, before so many years, he had thought of this concept to provide moral education and spiritual training by making the students habituated in practicing some good things like daily prayer, like reading the biography of the great persons, and by instructing the teachers to be the role model for the students, and to practice fearlessness, truthfulness and non-violence in every walk of life. And the last but not the least is the experiential learning. It is again Gandhian system was preaching this, what we are talking of now. So, these are how Gandhiji, how basic education system is still relevant at this time. So, salute to that great personality, to that great educator. Let me wind up here. You read Gandhiji to know Gandhiji, to understand Gandhiji. Thank you.